My name is Freddie Blosh.
Hey, I'm Gage Nobles.
So my name is Trace Johns.
I am Caroline Grayton with part of Muffin Jaw Designs.
From Mobile, Alabama, and we currently operate around the Mobile Bay area in both Mobile and Baldwin County. And I blow glass because it's like nothing I ever saw before I ever worked with it. And it immediately drew me in. And after that first semester, I took glass blowing as an elective. I knew that I was going to do this the rest of my life. So I've been blowing glass for 8 years. Started in 2013. I was 20 years old. So yeah, looking at 8, going on 9. That's how numbers work.
Been blowing glass since Freddie started. We started together, so. We go back to like 8th grade, like 7th, 8th, middle school. We played soccer together, so we've been friends for ever.
Trace Johns, brother from another mother. Trace and I played soccer together when we were 13. That's how we first met. We never went to the same school until college. It was the first time we ever got to really spend every waking moment together. We had so much fun in college blowing glass. His work is some of the, I don't want to, like, Trace Johns is the best sculptor I've ever seen, but I love his work. Like, he really makes some incredible pieces in glass, and he's trying to make it not look like glass, or he's not trying to make a glass piece like any other glass piece you've ever seen. Because you think of glass as being this fragile, like, don't touch it, don't be mean to it, like, don't even look at it, because it'll break. And he's just like, no, let's hammer it. Let's take knives to it. Let's beat it around. Let's scribble on it. He paints on it. I love everything he does.
As long as Muffin Jaw's been a thing, I've been around. Sometimes more hands-on than not, but been here, man.
I studied at the University of South Alabama, and then I did a 2-year apprenticeship at Augusta Glass Studio in Augusta, Missouri, under Kaiko Mahata and Sam Stang. Started blowing glass at South in the fall of 2013. And like I said earlier, I just took it as an elective and didn't really know what I was wanting to do with my life at that time. I kind of had this idea that I was going to be a rock star, and I was really learning like that was never going to happen. I just kind of stumbled into it. I was working a job, and my manager mentioned that South had a glass blowing class, and I didn't really know that that was a thing. I didn't understand what glass blowing was even. I thought it was torch working. So the first day I walk into class, me and my buddy Trace, he and I sat behind the torches because we were like, we want to be first up. Like, we want to be the first ones that are working with glass in this class. And after the teacher introduces himself and explains the course, he's like, all right, let's go out to the hot shop. And then he shows us the furnace. And it was, one, it was like pulled the rug underneath us. And 2, we're like, this is not what we signed up for. And I don't know, it was just like, we weren't really hooked at first. We were always trying to get on the torch. We always went back to the torch whenever we had free time because it was a really big class. Like, your intro class is what makes it a department. It really, like, you have all these people that are trying it for the first time, and you either fall in love with it or you want nothing to do with it. So we kind of were like, we were hanging out, like, we were finishing out the semester. We definitely weren't going to quit. Most people don't have that kind of opportunity to work in a shop and have open access to it. Like, if there's free time, just come on in and work. And especially with glass, that was insane,
Honestly, our whole first semester of glass, as far as glass-related Freddie stories, is probably the best, just because it started out on just a whim. Like, we had watched, like, we'd been into glass, we didn't even know what we were getting into. We first started, we were getting into lamp working from watching like just documentaries and stuff. We found out that's wasn't what we were doing. And then from there it was just winging it, trying to make the best we could do, being so proud of just nothing, little caterpillars, to sharing stuff just to make grades and stuff. Sounds kind of bad, but we had fun the whole time. It wasn't like anything terrible. To giving all our color back to the teacher because we didn't think we were going to continue. Thought we were going to have to go back to the real world. We were bouncing around school at that time. That was a blur. We were anthropologists, teachers, scientists, doctors, poets. We were true scholars back then. And then just over the summer, we decided never go back to the real world.
We gave away all of our equipment, all of our color and stuff that we had bought for that first semester because we're like, oh, we're done. Like that, it was fun while it lasted, you know. But we're never gonna do this again. And over the winter break, I'm like looking at stuff on my phone, like on Instagram, of all these other people, other glass artists.
All right, so we are ready to stream again. Oop, hang on. Not display. Sound. Headphones. Turn this down. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so forgive my hair. Let me try and get it. I just got out of the shower. So it's like weird. Sticking up where I don't want it to stick up. Whatever, I guess that'll work. Okay, so we finished, I'm just adjusting this a little bit. So we finished the photos of Melissa, the winter paint shoot. We finished all those. So now we are moving on to making a nature documentary. There's so much nature out here in Colorado that it's crazy how much nature is actually out here. And let me see how loud I am. Okay, that's actually good. Actually, a pretty good volume. I've done a lot of talking today, so my voice is nice and hoarse. Wrong thing. So now that we're finished with the winter paint shoot, before we move on to doing the spring paint shoot, we are going to work on a nature documentary. I want to write the storyboard and like the draft of the script before we start doing the spring paint shoot. So I'm going to adjust my leg here. So let me get over to the screen. And this is what we've got so far. Sorry, something just threw me off. So right now we've got the storyboard that we're working right here. More of like the order of shots and the... Actually, you know what? We're going to adjust this again real quick. I think I adjusted this yesterday too. But I keep like repositioning my camera. I should just leave it be. So what we're doing is... I know it's not, but wait. Okay, cool. So it still plays it through that, even if I drop the volume that way. Okay, cool. So this is what we're working on so far, or this is what we've got so far. The first episode is going to be setting the tone for the rest of the documentary. And this is going to be the only part where we show humans. Is going to be the first episode. After that, if humans are in it, they're going to be silhouette, just their feet. I mean, that's all that's going to be in the first episode too. But it's not going to heavily show them. If we do happen to catch human, it's going to make we want it to be very shadowy, very arbitrary. So that way the human are never the focus of this documentary. And also, before we start going, I'm going to switch back here. So last Wednesday, I did a interview with Trace Ingham, who was like a mentor of mine whenever I first started getting into photography. I guess not first started getting into it, but whenever I started getting into freediving and photography underwater. So I did an interview with him on Wednesday where we talked about the kind of photography that he did, talked about some of his photos, stuff like that. Every Wednesday, we're going to do a creator spotlight where we interview photographers, videographers, things like that. And this Wednesday, so in 2 days, we're going to have Luke Craig, who is, I believe, a Scottish photographer that is based in Tokyo. And we're going to be doing the interview with him this coming Wednesday at 6 or 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. So that's 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then after that, I believe I've got Maple Glades, who's a streamer on here on Twitch. I believe I've got him the Wednesday after that. And then I think I've got another underwater photographer for the Wednesday after that. So every Wednesday we're going to be doing an interview of sort with other creators, other photographers, things like that. So that'll be really fun. But back to what some of my work that I'm doing is going to be this nature documentary. And I wanted to make this in a way that I made the glass blowing documentary on Muffin Jaw with Freddie Blosh and Caroline and Gage and different Trace. And I let the interviews kind of dictate how that documentary went. This one I want to have a lot more control over. I want to actually plan out every episode, plan out the script, have Melissa do the voiceover work, which we're going to stream all of that too. And I don't think I can stream actually getting the shots for some of this stuff because these are going to be in more remote areas where I don't have signal. There will be some of it that I will be able to stream, but I don't think episode 1 I'll be able to stream a ton of. So right now in the first episode, we are going to open it up, explain the premise of it, and the whole premise of this is to show what humans have given back to nature. Like, for instance, what's it called? Arsenal Wildlife Refuge. They've got a place for 2 different pastures for bison, and they swap them and they swap the herds back and forth. And then it's become a refuge for deer, mule deer, eagles, hawks, geese, ducks, coyotes, prairie dogs. It's huge. It's massive. And you can do a wildlife drive to be near the bison and everything. So that's something that humans realized, like, oh crap, we took all this land away from these bison. We need to give something back. Like, they literally almost wiped out bison from Colorado, and they had to get herds from Yellowstone and start giving them back land and start giving them back their environment and things like that. So I really wanted to focus on that in this documentary. I wanted it to be shot from the animals' perspective, talking about animals and talking about not being like, you either have a nature documentary where it heavily features humans or it never features humans. I kind of want to find a healthy middle where if it does show humans, they're silhouette. They are not a prominent feature. They're almost like another animal that these animals that are the focus have to live with. So that's kind of what we're doing. So in the first episode, what we got so far, is we're going to get a shot of a sunrise coming up over the plains, which is east of Denver. And then we are going to do humans walking downtown through the crosswalks. Shot of downtown from Red Rocks. A shot of a mule deer. I might take a couple tries to get the shot of the mule deer at Red Rock, but I have seen them there a ton. They're there all the time. And then Genesee State Park is a state park where I-70 West runs straight through it. And you've got a pasture on the north side and a pasture on the south side. And the bison, they will move the bison in between the two pastures. But if they are up on the hill, then there's like a barn and some other stuff in the background. So I want to make sure to get that, so that way you can show a little bit of human influence. And then the sixth shot is going to be the prairie dog coming up out of the mound in front of the liquor store. And then we're kind of writing the script as we go too. The last, and actually coordinating it. Wow, that was a bad word. Coordinating it with the shots. So that way we're kind of building the storyboard and the script at the same time, and we can go back and edit really anything. So I think that prairie dog coming out of the mound in front of a liquor store. After that is probably going to be and I know actually where to go to get this exact shot. Dang, I just blinked out as to what I wanted to type. Starting to have a thought. I think I want to edit instead of doing that. I need some outdoor stuff. So I'm going to swap over to editing. Okay. I completely forgot that I had these photos of the bison. Wow. I completely forgot that I had those photos. Okay. Let's see here. You know, I never went back and edited some of these. So let's edit some of these. These are of the beautiful Nikon ZFC that I actually am using. This is my streaming camera, is this particular one right here. Okay. Excuse me. And we are going to always change it over into flat. It's pretty close to what it was. Okay. Drop some of those highlights down. Left a little bit of the shadows, but then drop the blacks. Kind of back to give it some pretty good pop, good contrast. Okay. Do you want to add? I actually want to drop the texture a little bit. I'll up the clarity some. And then I think that what I want to do is I'm going to leave the dehaze alone. I really don't think that the vibrance and saturation are going to be doing too much here. Not a ton of colors in this, which is fine. It's fine. I mean, the top of these dials don't exactly have a ton of colors, so. Give it a little bit of pop with that highlight. I don't know if you can hear, but the people above me are so loud. They're very loud. Okay. I'm not really going to worry about the HSL. Kind of warm it up with the midtones. Actually, I'm going to drop that down to neutral. There we go. This is a really, really pretty camera. The ZFC is a take on the classic looking Nikon film camera. Absolutely gorgeous camera. This is what it looks like from the front, kind of. There you go. That's what it looks like. Very, very beautiful camera. Very interesting to work too. Okay, so I want to do a radial gradient. Let's do that. There we go. I really think that's all that I want to do on this one. Let's go to this one. I feel like that's a little too... actually warm it up a little. There we go. Okay, I like that. I like that a little bit better. Let's just do this. Yeah, don't copy the mask. Okay. Invert. I actually want to haze it. And then blur. Okay, let's see. Oh, dang it. That's not going to be possible. You cannot detect the sky on that. Let's see if it'll pick up the subject, though. Nice. It actually did a really good job. And then we're going to invert it. Haze it. And black. And then, yeah, I like that. I actually like that a lot. And then I'm going to go on ahead and select the subject again. And then I think I actually want to get rid of the headroom some. I say headroom like. It's a normal, like it's a person, like it's a human, but there's still headroom. Okay. Now let's see if it'll actually pick up the subject. If it'll still pick it up. It did. It's interesting. Oh, and then we want to select the subject one more time. Sorry, I just like blew straight into the mic. Dude, I'm tired. I shot 8 houses today. I've got 5 tomorrow. And I'm Just very tired. Keep them kind of, yeah. I'm just very tired. I have been working a lot with really only one day off, and I consider streaming days off days. Ugh. I consider any day that I'm not taking photos of a house an off day. So yeah, I am pretty tired. Pretty tired. So I'm only editing a few photos and then like that's it. That's all that I'm doing. But I want these photos for my production Instagram account, where it's pretty much just going to be showing off gear, showing behind the scenes stuff. Like that's all that account's going to be for. I don't know why. I'm going to drop frames. I don't know why Photoshop opens up on that monitor. I really don't know why. Okay, so this is going to be just quick stuff. I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm just going to be fixing the colors and then sharpening it, and that's it. Export as I am really excited though because we're going skiing next weekend. Or do I have a folder? Yep. Or not next weekend, next week, not tomorrow, but I think the Tuesday after that is whenever we're gonna go ski. And I'm taking this camera with me. I'm taking the ZFC. Gosh, my throat. Yeah, I'm not streaming much longer, and I'm not talking much. I know that that's like really bad, but so I guess I'll just turn this up and kind of rock with it. It's not what I wanted. What's up, man? I'm not talking much. My voice is hurting tonight. I've just had a day of talking, so my voice is a little rough around the edges. I saw that you were streaming earlier. How'd that stream go? Feels bad. When okay, you're gonna start doing afternoon streams. You think you're starting too late? I'm still trying to figure out my time, because I did some streams where I started like noon or 1, and if I didn't stream until like you'll game in the morning or something instead, yeah. What time is it over there? Are you in the States? Or are you somewhere else? I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I need to be careful. Jay. It's 9 p.m. for you? It's 8 p.m. for me. So that means you're central. And I'm mountain. I think I've been... Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a second there. Like the last 3 or 4 streams, I've been working on those winter paint shoots. And I think in total, to get 6 photos done, I worked on them for like 12 plus hours. So I think I'm a little burned out on editing. Could there be more potential with afternoon, evening streams? Yeah, it's kind of weird. I haven't quite figured out the best time yet either. Because when I've done like the paint shoots, the live... Hang on, I can turn this down now. Whenever I've done the live paint shoots, we've always done those from like 5 p.m. my time until like 10:30, 11 p.m. And those have actually done pretty well. I export this. Caught part of your stream last night for a bit. I think it was last night. Yeah, like 12 hours total. And I started with 500 photos and got it down to 6. But 2596. No, okay, I haven't yet. Whenever I talked to Melissa about doing a series, because that's just part 1. We're gonna do, that was a winter. We're gonna do fall, summer, or spring, summer, fall. And whenever I told her like I want to do a 4-part series and I want to you know, like stream the shoot, stream the edits, but like really go all in for these, she made me promise that I would try and get them into a gallery whenever we're done with all 24 photos, essentially all four parts. And I told her I would do that. So like we came up with how we wanted to get them printed and all this stuff. So I really, really wanted to focus on getting those photos edited as best as I could. So that's the longest that I've ever spent on a photo series like that. But I wanted them to be as good as I could do them. Upload the streams. So I'm actually going through streaming to YouTube as well. So all the VODs are saved on YouTube. And all the streams are live on YouTube. And then like on Wednesdays, whenever I do the 20 hours editing one. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. I've done that. I've done a 45 stack of a cicada shell, and I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours editing that. Yeah, Restream does make it a lot easier. But whenever I do like the Wednesday, every Wednesday I'm doing like a photographer interview kind of thing. Like last week I did Trace Ingham, who's an underwater freediving photographer that taught me a lot. He was like a mentor to me. So we did an interview with him. It was like 3 hours long on stream, and then I'm cutting it down and uploading that to YouTube. And then this Wednesday, in a couple days, I've got Luke Craig, who is a photographer based in Tokyo, and we're doing an interview. Nice. He's a really cool guy. Really, really cool guy. I mean, I've been friends with him for years. But yeah, we're gonna interview Luke Craig next, which I can't wait to do. That's gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be so much fun. Because I've also been a fan of Luke's for a while. I've followed his stuff for a while, and so whenever I asked him, like, you know, hey, do you want to do part of this interview? He was like, yeah, dude, absolutely. Let's figure out a time. Really cool guy. He also streams on Twitch sometimes. But we're going to do that interview. And then I think I've got 2 or 3 others lined up to do it every Wednesday. And I'm just going to try and keep up with doing an interview every Wednesday. And then eventually I'll go back and revisit with Trace, because we forgot to talk about a few things that he and I were talking about after that. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm interested to do that and kind of see where that goes. But it's going to be really fun. And then I'm going to have to cut all those down, and then I'm going to upload them to YouTube as almost like a podcast interview episode, I think. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Did I? Oh, Luke's actually live right now. I was gonna stream for a while, but my voice is really starting to kick my butt. Okay, I did post some of those. Just be careful when you hit affiliate for Twitch. Pretty sure it's against TOS to stream to multiple platforms at the same time. Yeah, I'll check. I mean, I feel like I've been in the 40s on followers for a while. I feel like I hit 40 pretty quickly, but then once I hit 40, it slowed down drastically. I know that I hit 25 quickly within like a couple weeks, and then it's taken me a month to get like the other 20. So then if that's the case, then I will just stream to it comes in waves. Yeah. My spikes come whenever I do the paint shoots, the live paint shoots. That's when my spikes come. And it's probably gonna be like a week or two before we do the second one, before we do spring. Melissa's got some crazy work hours right now, and I've got some crazy work hours right now. But if that is against their terms of agreement, then I'll record the VODs and then just upload them to YouTube after that, and I'll just stop streaming to both, which will be fine. I was gonna see. I edited this one. I don't know if I edited any of the other ones. I may have not wanted to edit any of the other ones. Nah. I was trying to see if there was anything that I haven't edited that I want to edit. I really need to go out and take more photos. It's just been a while. I think I wanted to edit some of these and I just haven't. Some of these are beautiful photos. So I streamed a lot. I say a lot. I streamed long hours the last few weeks, and I feel like I haven't had any growth. Let's edit this one. Like I did that 12-hour stream or 10.5-hour stream, and I don't think I like really got much out of it other than work done. Which, I mean, that's the whole reason why I'm streaming anyway, is just to like kind of force me to edit some. But sticking to like 2 to 3 hour streams, about as long as I can sit around. So I watch a lot of other streamers, and they're streamers that are already like relatively big. Most of them got big on YouTube and then came to Twitch to stream. And I've loved kind of watching what they do, and I'm like, you know, I really want to like go balls deep and do a 12-hour stream, or you know, do something kind of crazy like that. But then I'm like, these guys will game for that long, and I'm not gaming on this. And I've thought about, you know, do I want to do a little bit of games like on Fridays, and that's really it, and then edit and work on photography stuff the rest of the time. And if I did a 12-hour stream, it would have to be a combination of gaming, editing, and like drawing or something. I did editing, starting to edit those photos, and then I did oh no, how do I change my feathering? Change my feathering. I can't remember how to change my feathering on these things. Whatever. And then what I also did, so I used to edit for some YouTubers that were fishing YouTubers down in Alabama. That's where we're from. And so I went back and I started kind of like reviewing some of the edits that I had made for them. And that was a lot of fun. And I clipped those down, and I'm turning those into YouTube videos. But other than that, like 10.5 hours of that, or 8.5 hours of that 10.5 hour stream were editing. Like my mind is so gone. I'm so tired. editing the winter photos, the winter glass photos. So I thought about making a macro YouTube channel and putting my stream clips on it. Yeah. I mean, why not, right? It doesn't cost you anything extra. It doesn't take any more time. All it takes is upload time. So like, I would definitely do something like that. I've just got a playlist on my YouTube channel that is the VODs, and that's all that I'm really doing. And if it's like you said with the terms of service, then I'll just, I mean, I record the VODs anyway, so then I'll just upload those. No channel for gaming highlights, but that one takes, oh yeah, I'm sure it does. See, and if I did any gaming on here, it would be like one of two things. It would either be like really artistic indie games like Spiritfarer. I love Spiritfarer. It's beautiful. It's all hand drawn. It's so gorgeous. Or it would be Pokemon, because that's pretty much the only game that I play. But I would do that. But again, it would just, I don't know. I don't think that I want to be a variety streamer. I don't think it's that I don't want to be a variety streamer. It's that I really have like, I've only got 45 followers. I've only been around for like a couple months. I almost want to do it solely on the photography and media stuff. Oops, sorry. Because that's what I want. Like that's what I want this to be. One reason stream in the morning and game is less people streaming. I hope I can pull a few people into a photo. Yeah, that's pretty true. What kind of games would you play? Or what kind of games do you play? I really need to get out and just take photos to edit too. But whenever we go skiing next week, I'm taking my Z7, my ZFC with me, and I'm gonna hole up at like the bottom of some of the higher difficulties runs, and at the play a lot of COD with your friends, but I prefer single player games. Jurassic World. People actually help me. Oh, that's cool. Whenever we go skiing in a week, I'm taking the ZFC. I'm gonna go to the terrain park and just kind of pull off to the side and set up and take photos of people going off the ramps and stuff like that, and come in here and edit them. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Because I think that'll be something rather different. Be editing, you know, like skiing and snowboarding action shots. I think that'll be really cool. Yeah, and like that's almost why I want to. I feel like that's why the paint shoots for me work the best, because it's things that people don't normally see. Like, I don't see many other photographer streamers doing photo shoots like that on stream. That's just not something that a lot of them do. And so whenever, we start doing stuff that, when we're pouring paint on somebody and we're, taking photos like this, like that's just so crazy to people that, we're doing this on stream. And that's why I think that's when I get my most viewers, is because it's just so different than what anybody else is really doing. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't know if I want to start playing games or not. Or like what, what's your average viewers? Like what's your average view count? Yeah, see, like it's definitely different. It's definitely something different from other streams. So I feel like that would be like the niche that I need to go after, because it's something that most people aren't doing. And whenever we finish the seasons, which we're going to do, I think I said spring, not this coming week, not like this week or next week. I think the week after. Maybe it might be next week. Maybe we'll have to see how our days off line up. Just between 2 and like 6 usually. Yeah, see, and you've got like over 1,000 people that follow your channel. It's crazy. It's so weird to me how Twitch works. It's like you could have 1,000 followers, and then your average viewership is low. I don't know. It's crazy. Twitch works really, really oddly. And I feel like this is coming from the YouTuber knowledge in me from working with YouTubers. But if you try and diversify yourself too early, you streamed like 3 to 4 years ago too, though, and then stopped until a few months ago. Okay, I gotcha. But like on YouTube, if you try and diversify yourself too soon into your YouTube career, it can screw you up. Like for instance, Bama Beach Bum, the YouTuber that I worked for, he does Bama Beach Bum. He is in Alabama doing surf fishing on the beach. That's what his channel is. And any video that we did during the winter months when surf fishing wasn't that good, he was on a kayak, its viewership dropped so much over that. And if you do too many low view videos, it can kick you down the algorithm some and you will grow slower. So what he had to do is we did some night fishing videos and some kayak fishing videos, and the kayak fishing videos were doing okay enough to stay on, but the night fishing videos bombed. Like he's getting on average at the time. It's different now because now he's got over 100K subscribers. Back when I worked for him, he was like 60, 66, something like that. But he his kayak videos, like on YouTube, you have, like your core audience, the people that will always come watch your videos. They will always come and look at your stuff. It's the people that you upload a video, it notifies them, and they're like, oh yeah, I've got 15 minutes to watch this, even though I'm at work and my boss is standing over my shoulder. Like they will always watch your videos. And that's what he would call his core viewership. And that was about 8,000 people. So if it went over 10,000, he knew that it was reaching more than his core viewership. If it hit 12,000, it was about average for him. And that was around average for him at that time. So the kayak fishing videos were getting like 20,000 views, anywhere from like 12 to 20. So they were all right. They were okay. They were within his average to leave up. But like his night fishing stuff was getting like 2,000 views. Like his core viewership wasn't watching it because they knew it was a nighttime fishing video. So anytime we did a nighttime fishing video, we had to do a catch and cook. So that way he could upload a thumbnail of a daytime photo of the fish on the table. And it would get people to click it and then be like, oh, well, okay, it's a night fishing video. That's okay. I'll stay and watch it. But if they immediately saw it was a night fishing video from the thumbnail, they would never click it. So he took down most of the night fishing videos. If I did under 10,000 views, he took it down because it was hurting him in the long run to keep those videos up, because it was meaning his other videos were not being recommended in the algorithm. So it's so crazy to me how on YouTube it works one way and on Twitch it works a completely different, because YouTube almost treats people indiscriminately, whereas it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. If you have a video that people are clicking, it will continue to recommend them. I also did the video and photography for a free diving spearfishing group, and like us 5 started this group, and we started a YouTube channel, and we had one video that was on a Freeman boat. And if you don't know what a Freeman is, it's a catamaran that these things start at like $600,000, and you have to pay a spot holding fee of like $200,000 up front, and then 2 years later they will custom make your boat for you. That's how, like, Freemans are insane. They're gorgeous. They're such good boats, but they're insane. And the one that we were on was like a $700,000 boat. We just happened to know somebody that had one. Our captain was an actual charter captain, so he knew a lot of people. But we went out and we had a video where like the whole video we're like dealing with sharks, and like in the thumbnail and in the title we've got sharks all over it, and I thought people would click on it a ton. But for some reason, but that Freeman video had like 10,000 views. I think we only had like 200 subscribers, but he had like 10,000 views because people were searching up Freeman stuff, or people were watching boats on Freemans, and then ours would get recommended, and they were like, oh wait, people spearfished off of one and big waves, and they would go watch it. One of my friends actually flew his drone over something really cool. I can't remember what it was, but he has like no subscribers on YouTube, created an account, uploaded this thing, and this thing's got like 30,000 views in like a matter of a month or two. It's so weird how videos go viral on YouTube versus people going viral on Twitch. It's like it works complete opposite, because on Twitch it favors those that have followings already instead of boosting those that don't have a following and the recommended stuff. It's really interesting. And photography doesn't have as many people viewing it. The art category doesn't have as many people viewing it. There are plenty of people viewing it, they just don't have a ton. So it's just so weird how the two different platforms work. I actually need to, like, I've got, so on my YouTube right now, these are from the last streams. I've got to like share this video around. I uploaded it the other day, or today I scheduled it. But I streamed with Trace, and I have some how-to videos that have a ton of views. I noticed there was a gap in information there, so I made some videos. I have another YouTube channel before and managed to get a ton of views without a large subscriber base. Right. The problem is that you want the subscriber base. You want the people to subscribe to you, because if you have a viral video, it's great. I worked for another YouTuber that only chased viral videos. He had one viral video of like how to clean something, and it was in an odd way, but that video of his took off. And whenever he's a kayak fisherman, and whenever I was making videos for him, he literally told me, if I have to never fish again in order to get a viral video, I will do that. He only chased the viral videos. If it wasn't a viral video, it wasn't good enough. No matter if it was above his average viewer count or what, if it wasn't viral, it wasn't good enough for him. And like, I could never do that. I could never live that way. The channel had like 3 or 4K subs and constantly watched. Yeah. So like the interview with Trace has 67 views currently, but my body paint shoot, the one it's 3.5 hours long, has 244 views. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's crazy to me that, I'm just copying this because I actually need to share that to Facebook. But it's just so crazy to me how the two different algorithms work. And then Facebook's algorithm also works weird. Some things pop out more, like information. My best gaming videos were just me talking about what was in an update for that game. Yeah, it's so weird how different things work. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. But I think that I'm done editing. I am tired. And if Luke is, yeah, we're going to do a raid on Luke with the few viewers that we've got. Because Luke is really cool. If you like his stuff, make sure you give him a follow because he's going to be on that interview.
We are currently just checking out my own Instagram. Bit of a